professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin. It's Monday, March the 18th. It's time for another edition of my NFL regular season win total series. Today is part 8 of a 32-part series in which I'm covering each and every NFL team, going over their win totals according to the offshore and Las Vegas sports books, coming up with a consensus of what those win totals will be, and then making a prediction at the end of each and every video. And today we're going to be covering the New York Jets. The Jets are coming off a season in which they went 7-9, finished third in the AFC East behind Buffalo and New England. And very tough beginning of the season for the Jets. I mean, they open up at Buffalo, then they host San Francisco. Those are a pair of playoff teams from a season ago. San Francisco actually getting to the Super Bowl last year. And then they'll go to Indianapolis in week 3. And Indianapolis is going to be a solid team this year with Phillip Rivers under center behind that great offensive line. I like Indianapolis to win the AFC South. My point being is that's a very tough beginning for a New York Jets team to start the year. And then you add in the factor that 3 of their last 4 games will be on the road, and they include trips to Seattle, to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their brand new stadium, and to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots, who shouldn't be as good as they've been in years past, but you just never know with Bill Belichick. And that defense is still going to be very good for New England, and traveling up to Foxborough in December or January, actually that'll be early January, will not be an easy task for the Jets to come away with a win. And then you're also looking at they'll make a trip to Kansas City to take on the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs. They'll probably be a double-digit underdog in that game, highly unlikely to come away with a win there as well. I know one thing, Sam Darnold has to stay healthy. He's missed 3 games in each of his first 2 seasons in the NFL, and when you look at their quarterback depth chart, with David Fales and then rookie James Morgan out of FIU, if Darnold's not available, the Jets are going to be hard-pressed to win any game. Last year, they were 7-9, and he missed 3 games. They were 0-3. They went 7-6 with him as a starter. So that just shows the importance. Their offensive line remains a concern. I know they drafted the large young man out of Louisville, Becton, in the first round this year, but you got to set expectations as being realistic there. Other than that, I don't see any improvement on their offensive line. And it really hurt star running back Le'Veon Bell a season ago as he rushed for just a little over 760 yards in a paltry 3.2 yards per carry, arguably his worst season since he's come into the NFL. Their wide receiver position also leaves a lot to be desired. They lost Robbie Anderson via free agency, didn't replace him with any speed guy. Jamison Crowder is an reliable slot receiver, but he's certainly not going to take the top off the defense, especially without threats in the vertical game. Rashard Perriman comes over as an unrestricted free agent from Tampa Bay. He was a first-round choice in 2015 by the Baltimore Ravens, and he hasn't exceeded 36 receptions in a year during his first 4 years in the NFL, which shows you that he's definitely been a bust to this point, and expecting him to put big numbers up in this offense, I think, is a little bit unrealistic. Their other wide receiver, I do like Denzel Mims, the second-round pick out of Baylor. Big target. He'll definitely add some quality to their offense. It's just, again, when you're bringing a rookie into the mix, you like to have a little better of a supporting cast than the Jets have in place right now. So I think Mims will develop into a very good pro and eventually have some good connection with Sam Darnold. I just don't see it happening this year. Their defense, on the other hand, defensive coordinator Greg Williams remains one of the best coordinators on that side of the ball in the game, and it showed last year with the losing team. The Jets still had the number 7 overall total defense in the NFL. They were number 2 against the run. They were number 10 against the pass. And the problem with the Jets, if they had any last year, and it's an obvious one, is they had only 35 sacks, which ranked 23rd in the NFL. And considering the fact Greg Williams loves the blitz, loves to put pressure on the quarterback, if they can't get home, that exposes their back end, leaves a lot of guys in one-on-one coverage. Having said that, the Jets secondary is very good, in my opinion, especially their two safeties, Marcus May and Jamal Adams. Their corners are adequate. I really like linebacker C.J. Mosley. Unfortunately, last year he was hurt in the first half of the season opener against Buffalo, was never the same upon returning from injury. I'd like to see how he performs in this Greg Williams defense if he can stay healthy for an entire year. Having said all that, I still don't see the Jets posting a winning record. I think they'll be hard-pressed to get beyond 6 wins this year, especially with their schedule. And if Sam Darnold can't stay healthy, which he hasn't proven he can for an entire season, they'll really be in trouble. I'm going to take a shot here and go under the total of 7 regular season wins for the New York Jets at moneyline odds of -130. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks. God bless you and stay safe.